Um, yeah, no, I like the also the contrast between our backgrounds now.
Yeah, yeah, green
But
and purple. Let's roll.
yeah,
Oh, it's a good way to kick it off. Oh, we can basically start it now. So, um, basically, oh, I saw a shadow behind me. I thought it was my chair. I thought someone was walking behind me. But yeah, kick it off. E-commerce marketing community. So basically, I guess what will we call this? Bloody, we'll put it on YouTube as e-commerce marketing chats or something, and
yeah,
throw this long form content out for the people. And it's literally, we're just putting this together. You and I have been having, I guess, just chats about e-commerce all the time. And then at the end of most calls, we're like, oh, we should have recorded that. It would have been like really valuable for a lot of people to hear, just us brainstorming ideas, learning from each other too.
yeah.
I'm by no means an SEO specialist, and I've got plenty of questions in that regard.
Vice
I think
versa in terms of the Google ad side. I'm definitely not a Google ad specialist, so it's we complement each other well. I think, don't we? When it comes to in that respect, we can kind of bounce ideas off each other, and it's quite a unique combination because a lot of Google ad specialists and SEO specialists, they stay in their lane and they don't speak to each other, whether it's in house or two different agencies working for one client. So,
I think,
it,
and what I'm finding, like that's a great point, and what I'm finding on that too is it's not necessarily that they don't want to talk to each other; they don't know how to provide each other value, and it's kind of what we've been discussing as well. Like, hey, how can I help you get more bang for the SEO? And then it's like,
yeah,
oh well, how can I help the paid marketing get better results with like any organic stuff that I'm working on too? So yeah, I think it's super important to like, especially like in our line of work, we work with a lot of other specialists, especially because we tend to like. I'm starting to go more broad in ecom now, but I've been, I guess, really narrow laned in the Google Ads for a long period of time, and just kind of consulting on broad ecom on the side. And before all this, I was kind of an in-house ecom manager for 3 years. So I've got a pretty broad knowledge across most things, but I think the moment you tell yourself that you know everything, it's like the moment that you start losing. I think the industry and everything's changing so fast. If you're not willing to go out there and keep learning and keep implementing and keep testing, like a couple of months and you're way behind the eight ball on like on most things in this digital marketing digital marketing e-commerce space.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of why I don't like the word like expert in our field because, like I said, it's constantly evolving. Like, yes, we are, we aim to be specialists in our field, but expert would suggest that you know everything, which is just not the case. Like you said, it's evolving constantly all the time. And, one thing I'm learning with kind of the SEO side of things is it doesn't work in isolation. You have to have working in collaboration with whether it's Google Ads, whether it's your web design, conversion rate optimization, everything kind of integrates together collectively to get the best possible results.
100%. And I think, like, in full transparency to everyone listening, like, Charles and I are building long form content now to help, I guess, nurture and build our brand new community on Facebook as well. So we've just launched, it's called Ecommerce Marketing Community on Facebook. So go check that out and join. And it is like ground zero at the moment. So like if you jump in there, you'll be one of a very few amount of people. So and like we're wanting to help as many people as possible. So the people that are in there early, if you want like really thorough, solid feedback from us, like jump in early, ask some questions. We can give you feedback on everything from the site to your ads to whatever you need, really. But in saying that too, it's not just Charles and I in there. We are bringing in like a multitude of specialists. Ben, who will potentially be jumping in and out of some of the calls in the future as well. He kind of specializes in user experience, like kind of that the design aspect of the website to bring it up to a level that it converts really well. So we've got email marketing specialists coming in. We've got a whole range of, you know, different areas that if you're needing any kind of guidance or help on that e-commerce marketing space, we'll use our network and we'll get like high quality people in there to give you the advice that you're after.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great, isn't it? It's going to be a real, I think bringing that collective skill set together of all different areas of marketing, and providing that kind of ecosystem of skill sets, I think is going to be invaluable for the people that are in there. So I'm looking forward to it. I
Definitely.
think it's going to be great,
Yeah,
helping
and
out as many people as possible. So
one of the other things that pops up, like there's a lot of great groups on Facebook, but they're kind of controlled honestly by the people that own them, which I think is fair enough. Like they don't want a whole bunch of marketers coming in and offering a whole bunch of advice because in kind of this line of work, it seemed as kind of a I guess a on the sly way of lead generation and hijacking someone else's group. And honestly, we'll be the same. Like we want the people that are giving you advice to kind of, have almost been vetted by us, because ultimately it's our reputation and the group's reputation on the quality of information that you get. And I want to know that who you're actually getting this information from is one trustworthy, going to do a good job, and has the runs on the board, has kind of that's proof that they've actually implemented this in the past and been able to get results for clients. So yeah, I can see it from both sides, but ultimately, like other groups, I wasn't able to basically. Well, I didn't feel comfortable providing the value that I wanted to provide to people asking kind of specific questions because, yeah, it just comes across as a hijack. And yeah, I'm like, you know what? Let's just start our own. We're offering enough of our clients advice where we know kind of the questions that are coming through are getting answered, and actually even kind of the first 10, 15 people that have joined the Facebook group, even the questions that they've asked, it helps us to see like what level the people are at, what they're dealing with, what they need help with. And I've already had a couple of look at the URLs of the websites for the people that are joining that group, and yeah, I think we can help them a lot. There's a range of expertise as well, so I think this is our first e-commerce chats, so e-commerce marketing chats. So I think we'll basically focus today on, hey, what people that have no idea where to start, like they're brand new, they might have a little hobby business, like where can they start? What can they do? And then, so we won't get into kind of the super advanced technical stuff, at least on this chat anyway. But if you're just starting out, you're trying to get something off the ground, you're trying to build it, like let's start small and give you some actionable advice in on this call today for things you can do to start growing and getting that kind of e-commerce site in motion.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cool, man. Well, I mean, should we dive in and I guess if you're starting out from completely from scratch, I guess the first point to call is getting your site set up, isn't it?
Yeah,
On
absolutely. And
and deciding
100%.
on the if you go on to our community, the kind of name speaks for itself, but Shopify really is really the go-to platform now, isn't it, Jimmy, in terms of
Yeah,
setting up your e-commerce store?
and saying that, like, there is the Shopify is the best for marketers, basically. I mean, you can get custom platforms, and like the some of the larger companies will have like their custom build sites on their own platforms, but in terms of something that integrates with all the marketing channels that you could want, it's got a lot of support, apps to help you out with exactly what you need to do. Shopify is unmatched. So if you're starting out and you're not sure what platform to use, don't go using like GoDaddy Business Builder or Wix and try to sell your products on Wix. Like just start at the gold standard and get Shopify. Don't give yourself the headaches of kind of jumping on those other platforms. Shopify for e-commerce specifically, you can get away on service with service businesses on those other kind of platforms. But yeah, selling physical products online, Shopify is where you need to be at.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, they're dedicated to e-commerce, aren't they? So it makes sense to be on the platform that's constantly innovating as well for the industry. So I guess in terms of kind of getting set up, um, is there any particular steps that you would suggest for getting the site? Like,
Yeah,
are
so
you going to be hiring an agency? Would you suggest just kind of getting set up with and doing it yourself?
honestly, it depends, and it depends on like how much you're willing to invest up front, like how much stock you're getting in, and how seriously you're going to take it from the start. So I guess it depends like how much you're going to want to, dip your toes in the water when you're starting. For example, if it's a hobby business, like you're just starting off doing, selling some homemade things online, you're not going to go to an agency and get like a website built for between, five and $20,000. Like that's not well spent. So I think if you go onto Shopify, you can actually go into a section of Shopify, which is Shopify themes. What I would do there is sort by popularity. And the reason I sort by popularity is they're the most commonly used themes. They usually have the most support. And if a lot of people are buying them, they're usually pretty decent. What I would also do is remove the free themes. Like if you're just wanting to start out and learn, like by all means use the Shopify default theme, which is a theme called Dawn. You can start on that, but I would recommend investing. I think it's the $340 US for like a paid theme. Sort by popularity. My favorite, probably from an aesthetics kind of feel, is one called Enterprise. So yeah, you can check that one out. But yeah, if you're don't go after the agencies charging between five to $20,000 for a basic website to start off. Just spend the 340 US dollars, what it is. Get a theme that you like in the paid region. And again, if that's too much of a stretch for you to start off as well, just start off with the Dawn free theme. But if I had to choose between those three options for someone just starting out, I would be investing the 340 US dollars into a Shopify paid theme.
Nice, nice. Yeah, some solid advice there. Because I think that's the first thing, isn't it? It's like, well, I know I need to use Shopify, but I've no idea where to start. And I think that's yeah. I think the one thing about Shopify is they do make it. They have a lot of guides and resources online as well. If you do the research, and they make things easy to get set up with.
Definitely. I think like honestly, and in this like e-commerce marketing, like I emphasize the marketing because we won't be talking about like product sourcing, where to find manufacturers. Like that's not us. Like that's, a different group. We want to talk about, okay, you've got that stuff sorted out. How do you market these products? So we potentially might touch on that stuff later, but it's definitely not our focus. So our focus is, okay, you've got a store, you've got something running, like you want to market it better. You want to be able to get more eyes on your products and how to do that. So what we won't be diving into is, product sourcing, drop shipping. Like we won't be touching any of that. But yeah, for the marketing side, the website is one of the most crucial. It's often the most overlooked. Like if your ads aren't performing, usually you can invest a bit of time in making your website better, and that conversion rate will uptick enormously just from changing your website, not changing any of your ads or something. If you're looking at your ads and thinking, these are good ads, they should be converting, it might be on your website. So I think, and another question, just like from some of the early people that come into the group, like what do you put on the website? So if you get a good theme, honestly, it'll take care of the majority of it in terms of where to place certain things. But I jumped on a website today for someone who had joined the group, and like they don't even have like their best selling products on the homepage. So that's something that you want there. Like you think of it like this. Once you land on a website, you want someone to take the least amount of clicks possible for the desired outcome. If they have to find your products tab at the top and click products to take them to all your products. It's already one click that, you could have got away with if you just had kind of your best-selling products on the homepage, that, could potentially just take them straight to the product and like, yeah, I want that too, and then check out. So another thing, is the copy. So when we talk about copy on the website, we're talking about what people actually write. So it's the text on the website. So copywriters are people that basically make words beautiful on your site. Flows well, it reads well, it makes for a good experience. Now, one of the websites that I looked at today, like the blurb at the blurb under like the hero image. So the hero image, I'm going to break down everything in this call because people that are starting from scratch, I don't want to
Good
be
stuff.
I don't want to be using lingo that like what's a hero image. So
Yeah.
basically,
That's
a hero image is when you land on the website. It's the kind of enormous kind of background image that you'll see at the top of the website. I personally like much smaller hero images, so you can see other elements under the hero image. But yeah, the hero image one, it wasn't really related to anything to do with their site, and then you scroll down a little bit more and the text on the site was welcome to my site. And it's just like one, and this is where we'll come into the SEO a bit, Charles, like
yeah.
with what they should be writing. Like, you really want to describe on the homepage what your business is, exactly what you do, and like who you're trying to attract. For example, like if someone said to you, or if someone was going to ask you, hey, if I was trying to find your business on Google without using your business name, like what would I type into Google to find you? That's a really good place to start and to think about it, I think, with what your text you're actually putting on the site. Like welcome to my site doesn't have any relevance to Google, but if you're, let's just say you're selling motorbike helmets or something like that, or just some random product, like the blurb might say, Australia's most trusted retailer in motorbike helmets, for XYZ. And straight away, like that tells Google, okay, this is what they do, this is what they sell. Like it's just so much more relevant. But yeah, I think we will touch on the homepage text, Charles. So like from your perspective, from an SEO, I think for the homepage for me, there's a couple of really important things. And SEO plays a part in all of these because they will help you rank. So the first important thing is the top navigation menu. So what you're actually putting at the top of the navigation, and when I say top navigation menu, I mean the part where it says like home, bestsellers, shop by category. That menu up the top. Like that's what I mean by top nav. Like you actually really need to have a really good think about that. And a lot of people will use just what's on the default of the theme, but yeah, have a good think about that and what would allow your customers to take the least amount of steps to get to the action that you want them to take.
Yeah, it makes sense. Jimmy, I'm gonna have to. I have got everything set up here. I have the webcam, I have my microphone, I have the lighting. The one thing I forgot to do was plug in my laptop. Give me two
That's all good.
seconds.
No, that's all good. I'm running on battery today as
We're
well,
either
so
we're either
hopefully
gonna
we.
we're either gonna keep this in or cut it out. One of the two.
That's all good. Plug in, because yeah, we don't want to cut off yet. We need your
I know
expertise,
exactly
mate.
what I mean.
I'll actually just keep going. So, what I'm hoping to discuss with Charles is, and I
Good.
actually messaged him last week just about, hey, I have this client, we want to rework the nav, like SEO wise, like what categories should I be putting in there from a search volume perspective? So, this is a little bit harder when you're just starting out, but if you've had a website for a while, you should actually do a deep dive into how people are finding you. Um, Charles can get into a little bit of that in a minute, how you might actually go to do that. But Google Analytics and another platform that Charles will talk about in a minute on the Google interface too, understanding them can give you a massive advantage, like huge. Um, but it's also going to help you in your copywriting too, because you know how people are finding you. You just want to rank better for that, so you can produce more content like that. Um, we might touch on blogs a little bit at the end of this call. I don't think it's definitely not like writing a blog is definitely not something that you need to get started. It's
No, it's
kind
not the
of
foundation work, is it?
yeah,
It's yeah.
absolutely, but it's something that you can definitely add down the track. Maybe we'll save blogs. We'll save blogs for another chat.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole deep dive conversation. SEO content and how that ties into also the paid campaign as well.
Yeah,
So we could really go into some detail there. I guess from my perspective, in terms of getting started with SEO and obviously search engine optimization, I'm sure. Well, I would think most people are familiar with it, but if you're not, it's basically the when you're searching for something on Google, at the top you've got the paid listings, and then underneath you have the free listings, and they are becoming the difference between the two is very subtle now, isn't it? It used to be that it'd be very clear what the paid ads and what the organic listings were. Now it's simply a small little ad on the side to distinguish the difference. But yeah, I would say in terms of starting with SEO, the first thing you want to do once you get your site set up and you've probably set up Google Analytics is there is a free tool which isn't as familiar with many people outside of the SEO world called Google Search Console. And Google Search Console does two things very well. Firstly, it shows you what search queries or what we call keywords you're already showing up for your website. Obviously, if it's a brand new store, the likelihood is you probably won't be you won't be showing up for much. However, if you've had your store live for a while, naturally you may already be ranking for some keywords that you weren't aware of. So that's number one. That's the great thing about Google Search Console. It shows you what keywords you're currently showing up for, and then you can start using those keywords in your copy to help boost you higher up the rankings for those keywords and building and optimizing around those keywords on your store. And number two is it's going to show you if there's any major technical issues wrong on your website from an SEO perspective. And it's something that, if you're not comfortable in doing yourself, you can obviously hand off to your web developer or someone you trust who's more technical to be able to fix those issues. Whether it's an SEO or it's kind of a front-end developer, they're usually the two key personnel that will be able to help you with those issues.
yeah, definitely. And honestly, when you look in Google Search Console to start, majority of the top 10 keywords are going to be your actual brand name until you get a bit bigger.
Yeah,
So don't look in it and think, oh, people are just searching my brand name. There's no value in here. Trust me, as you start to grow, that data in there will become much, much more valuable. Um, but yeah, so just setting their expectations when they look in Google Search Console to start with. Yeah, majority of them are going to be like brand keywords. And when I say brand keywords, I mean so basically whatever your business name is. Let's just say you were um, e-commerce trophies. So trophies are e-commerce legends. The most of the branded keywords in there will be e-commerce trophies, e-commerce trophy business, that kind of stuff. So just a random one out there, but yeah, the Search Console is a heavily, heavily underused resource, and yeah, we're looking forward to actually putting out some content around that you guys can use down the track. But in the meantime, get familiar with it. Start asking us some questions. We can even further, because the group's so new, the good thing about it being so new is if you want us to have a look in it at the moment for you and kind of give you some advice, we will. Like especially at the start.
yeah,
Now,
100%.
now,
Yeah,
just on that, Charles, before you jump off, if you're watching this and you come to jump in the group and it's already at a couple of thousand, like that offer's probably off the table by then. So yeah, this is for early adopters that are joining us in our group. Like we want to get things off the ground and we want to help as many as you as possible, but obviously if as it grows it becomes less and less viable. Like Charles and I are just, we're only human, we only have 24 hours in the day just like everyone else. So yeah, we'll help as many as you as we can, but it will be more like we'll be helping people but then recording it for people so we can help them as masses at once rather than just individually.
Yeah, we're probably not going to be doing custom Loom videos, like 10,000 10,000 members, but I guess that's a nice problem to have if we're able to get to that level. So yeah, as Jimmy said, we're here to help and give really kind of at this stage very customized, bespoke advice that typically you in most cases you would many specialists would be charging for. So we really want to just give back as much as we can. We obviously run our own agencies ourselves, so we have clients. That's how we make our living. But this group's really just to try and provide as much value as we can within the e-commerce space.
Let me, before we jump into anything else, let me just outline what I've got jotted down for the
Cool.
rest of the chat so people will know if it's relevant to them or not. So basically, we are going to still touch on SEO next, but we're going to look at it from a product title perspective and a product description perspective. So once you've got your website, obviously you need to upload products on there to sell. So we'll tell you how to work on naming them properly and give them a really good description. The other thing I'm going to talk about briefly is Google Shopping and how to actually get your products on Google Shopping for free without any ads. So it's something you can do straight away to get some extra exposure for your business completely for free. The next thing that I want to talk about, which I think is arguably the most important thing in the e-commerce space, is your email marketing. So we'll touch on that. We'll touch very briefly on Facebook and kind of what kind of content you should be creating at the start from a generic kind of overview. It's going to again, some of this advice is going to differ a lot if you've got just one product on your store and it's like your hero product, or you like more of a retail type thing and you've got a couple of hundred SKUs. The strategies are very different, but we're going to kind of give you a broad approach. The last thing that I want to touch on at the end of the call is giveaways, how to do them well, how to do them horribly, where you're just basically giving away money for free and not getting anything in return. But they're the main things that we have to cover in the we'll keep this chat to an hour. So yeah, we've got 30 minutes to cover off those. So we will definitely be going deeper into each of these at a later point in time. But yeah, we just want to cover the absolute basics for you. So basically, Charles, let's get into product titles. So they've got the website. We're ready to upload titles, product titles. Like, what are they calling their products? How should they go into naming them? And
yeah, I mean, the first thing I would be looking at is delving into your keyword research. You need to be, the way that I like to do keyword research is I want to focus on one primary keyword to target per page. So per product page or per collection page, we want to make sure that we have one focused target keyword that we want to go after. And then we have kind of supporting secondary keywords that we use as well for that particular page. So there's a number of different tools. Like I personally, I'm a big fan of SEM Rush. It's a paid subscription. It's kind of an all-in-one SEO tool where you can do everything from kind of competitor analysis to doing SEO audits. But for me, the most powerful tool that they've got in there is their keyword research tool. So you can go in and you can see and type in any keyword and see how many searches that keyword gets per month on average, and also from that kind of topic keyword that you want to type into SEMrush, you can see various other keywords that are related to it. So yes, really, I like to start with a bit of intuition and kind of get an idea. Obviously, you know what product it is that you're selling. So you're going to have an idea of potentially what people may be searching on Google. You can use something like SEMrush to do some research and see the search volume and how many people are searching for those keywords. Equally, you can literally just start on Google search. The first thing I would do is start and type in a particular keyword that you think that you want to target for that particular product page, and see what shows up in the first 1 to 5 listings organically. Like, is it relevant? So, for example, you may be thinking that a particular keyword is relevant, but when you type it in, you just get a bunch of content pages. It doesn't match the intent of what you're searching into Google, what the user is kind of typing into Google. So Google, just manually typing into Google is a good way to identify what keyword you want to target.
I definitely agree with that, and it's interesting hearing it from an SEO perspective, because and like you talking about the organic results, because straight away, like, my process is, so to keep it, like, I'm not an SEO, but this is what I do to help like clients come up with better titles for their products. So what I'll do is I'll type in their like whatever they think their product is in Google, and if they're selling the same product or similar product to someone else, what I'll do is I'll go to the paid listings. So this is what me and Charles, if I'll go to the paid listings, I'll copy the titles of all 10 paid listings for those products. I'll put them in a sheet, and I'll be like, okay, my title needs to be better and have like all the keywords that these ones have in like a congruent kind of title. So for example, this is hard because I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head. We might post some examples in the group a bit later, but let's just say you're selling a beach oh no, actually we'll go hoodies, just because I know someone in the group has a hoodie, so is doing a hoodie business. So if you've got a hoodie and you've got a yellow hoodie, you just naming the product yellow hoodie is not going to stand out from like the thousands of other hoodies that are out there. So what you need to do is look at the features of that product. So whether it's got, I don't know, potentially zips on the front, so and pockets, or the fit of it, or so for example, let's just say it's a baggy hoodie with zips on the front. You'd say yellow hoodie, side zips on pockets, baggy fit. So straight away, you're not just targeting someone that's looking for a yellow hoodie. If someone's typing in Google now, like, actually, I want a baggy hoodie, and I'd like it in yellow, and actually, I really like one with zips. If they type that in there and your product's named that, you're going to show up like kind of really high up in those paid listings. And if it's relevant to what they searched, the chances of them clicking through to your product after that, it's much, much higher. So that's what we're talking about here when we talk about optimizing your product titles for exactly what it is and what potentially people will be searching for. If it's a yellow hoodie, just don't name your product yellow hoodie. Also, if you don't want all that title, this is a good little hack too. If you don't want that long title on your website, when you actually go into the product, at the very bottom, you can actually change the SEO title, and that will be used across SEO and paid ads, but it won't display that long title on your website. So if you want to keep a short title on your website, that's fine. And then you can put the long title in the SEO section down the bottom of your product on Shopify.
Yeah, so you're the product, you're referencing the product title. Yeah, okay. So okay, that makes sense. So what Jimmy was referring to at the bottom is if you're in Shopify on any page, the search engine listings section at the bottom, where it's your SEO title and your meta description, and that is what shows up when you're typing anything on Google search, you have the blue link, which is your SEO title, and then the smaller black font underneath, which is your meta description. Yeah.
Was
Okay.
the advice that you were just giving before, Charles, was that more related to category pages?
No, it's more related to the SEO title and description. So
Gotcha.
But I understand exactly what you're saying in terms of the product title and how you would effectively name your
You want
name
it
your
to
title.
stand out, and if you like, I can almost guarantee that you're never going to be the only one selling your products, and and if you are, it's often a bad sign because it usually means that there's not much money in the market for it. Like if no one else, unless you're completely reinventing the wheel with a huge launch and it's actually a really good product, even then it's super risky. A lot of people will sell similar products. They've just made enhancers on it, made it better, and made it a better product. And that's how they build a business off creating better products on things that people already want and are already buying.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to be selling and using words that people are searching for. Simple as that, because otherwise you can create something completely unique, but if no one's searching for it, then optimizing for an SEO or Google Ads campaign is going to be worthless. So,
If you
100%.
if you want ideas and to generate ideas, because you hear this all the time, I'm not good at writing these things. I'm like, use ChatGPT, tell it what you're looking for, and ask it for 10 different product titles for this product based on the description of the product that you've given it. Give it constraints like it can only be, I don't know, 90 characters long. And ChatGPT will give you heaps of things that you can just brainstorm straight away. And it should inspire ideas. I'm not saying just copy them straight from ChatGPT, but use it as a reference to guide your decision making on those product names.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think ChatGPT is great for that type of stuff. Like I said, it's good to use it as kind of the starting point and then tweak as you go along. I found from my experience, it's good just to get some creative ideas flowing, and then you can customize it based on your needs.
Especially for the product descriptions as well, which are longer. So the issue I find with like a lot of clients that sell, like for example, let's talk about like the supplement space where they, a lot of companies are selling the same supplements. They all copy and paste the manufacturer's description into their own description on their website. Same with drop shippers. Drop shippers are the worst for this. They put no effort into like doing their own descriptions. They just copy and paste from the manufacturer, and then they wonder why can't I get my product to rank higher? And well, because you're trying to rank a page that has the exact same text on it as 200 other pages.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you've got no excuse now. Like we've got ChatGPT, you've got various other AI content softwares to help you write those descriptions, whether it's your product or collection descriptions. For me, that's just laziness at the end of the day. Unless you have literally, I mean, even with hundreds of thousands of product and collection pages, you can automate things a lot better now than you used to be able to.
Yeah, so like tip number one, if you're one of those people that are listening to this and have product descriptions that are just cut and paste from the manufacturer, step number one, change them and see what happens over kind of a 3 to 6 month period with the traffic for those products. I think you'll notice a considerable jump. Especially like your brand should have its own voice too. Like if people are going to relate to your brand, they kind of want to know what to expect, and especially if you're emailing regularly, which you should, your brand usually has a specific like tone of voice. Like you want that to come through in your descriptions as well.
Yeah. I mean, what I also like to do from a kind of SEO perspective is in your product descriptions is link, you can link to your collection pages. That helps pass authority through to those. Or if you're creating collection descriptions as well, linking through to individual product categories or pages from your description. Not too many, but like, between 1 to 3 max, because you don't want to use too many in what we call internal links, so linking from one page to another on your site. But that's a really powerful way to improve authority
No,
to
that's a good idea.
different
It's a good
pages.
idea, and it's something I hadn't even thought about. But it also it also gives you the opportunity if they land on the product page and it's not the right one for them, or it's not the product that they want, especially if they come from paid ads and clicked on, and they go straight to the product page. They wouldn't even have seen the collection page if they've clicked on a shopping ad. If that's not the right product or not the right one that they're looking for, then having a collection page link in there gives them the opportunity to go back to that collection and see what else you have.
Yeah, I think that's also why another thing that you can add is what we would call breadcrumbs. So having
Yeah, yeah,
links back to, if you land on a product page, there's a link back to the associated collection page for a user to go back and explore
yeah.
more products within that collection.
People are. This is one of those things that people 100% would have seen, never known the name for it. But like
Yeah,
usually when you're at a collection page or something, there's a little line of text up the top, and let's just say you're looking at hoodies or whatever. It'll say like men's, and then dash, and then jumpers, and then hoodies, and then like yellow hoodies. So it's like kind of like categorizing everything that you're going through to get to that particular product. And then when you're looking at it at the top of the thing, if you want to go back to any of those categories, the breadcrumbs is basically what you can use to move back a category on the website.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean there's so much to having that kind of perfectly optimized e-commerce page, isn't there? I'm sure we could
Yeah, I mean
go into a lot
we're
of
gonna be
we're going to
we're
go
gonna
into
be touching
detail.
on this
Yeah,
in detail, but
yeah,
for the SEO portion of this, let's like I'll just summarize, especially what I've taken from Charles. So homepage, have some text on the homepage that really describes what your business is and what they sell, and basically who they sell it to. Product pages work on your product title. Charles has given you some keyword tools that you can use. Um, Being from the paid side, I usually take the top 10 paid results in search, copy all those titles, try to make one that's better than all 10. The descriptions, don't use the manufacturer's descriptions, create your own. If you don't want to write that long text, you use something inspired by ChatGTP, but I wouldn't just put it in there and cut and paste it onto your website. Make sure you proofread it and just touch up anything that needs to be touched up there. Um, and yeah, they're kind of the three get started in good SEO practices for homepage, products, and product descriptions. And then we'll talk later. Another important one is category pages and the text around those. I think we'll cover that at a later date. I think that one's important too.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a number of different elements on the page to have it properly optimized, but like you said, we can go into more detail on that in another chat.
I'm going to touch extremely quickly on Google Shopping getting your products in for free. So
Nice.
basically, this is how you do it. So get your products into Google for free, log into your Shopify store, go to apps, download the Google and YouTube Sales Channel app, put that on your site, log in. Once you've done that, you want to connect your Shopify feed to Google Merchant Center. Now, if you haven't set up Google Merchant Center yet, I think it's merchants.google.com. Type that in, set up the Google Merchant account, link that with your Shopify. Shopify through the Google and YouTube app will send all your products through to the Google Merchant Center. Once they're in there, you will have to update in the Google Merchant Center if it's not automatically imported from Shopify, just your shipping rates. But once that's in there, those three simple steps will allow your products, when you go to google.com or google.com.au, whatever you're searching, there's a little shopping tab up the top. When you click on that, under the paid listings, so the ads are the first ones you see up the top in that page, but under that, everything is organic and they're pulling it from these product feeds. So the easiest way to get your products on Google for free is to set up that product feed into the Google Merchant Center. make sure it's all been approved, and then your products will actually go to Google and serve for free. So it's a really good way to see if paid ads will be worth it, because if you're picking up a lot of sales from kind of the free listings, then advertising makes 100% sense on Google. If not, it might not. So it depends on your product as well. But 100% set that up for free. It'll take you, if you haven't done it before, it might take you an hour to do it. If you've done it before and you haven't set it up on a new site, it should only take you 10 minutes. So get that done, start getting some free traffic. So free exposure, definitely do that. What's next? Email marketing. I'm going to briefly skim on this, but this is a behemoth topic in itself. So the tool we use and the tool that you should use is called Klaviyo. So if you're looking for an email service provider for e-commerce stores that links in really well with Shopify, Klaviyo is a no-brainer. Get that and set that up. And what's the strength of your e-commerce store in nearly every client that I have is really dictated by the size of their email list. So you want to be focusing on that from the absolute very start. And once you do have that set up, there's a couple of flows that I think I'm going to keep it super simple. I'm going to give you how many? I'm going to give you actually I'm just going to give you two to start off with, like two. So one's a welcome flow. So a welcome flow is basically, when you go to a website and you see a pop-up, it's like save 5%, drop your email here. So you drop in your email and then you usually get an email of the coupon code that you can use to save 5%. Then over like maybe a series, like 2 days later, you get another email introducing you to the brand. Like 5 days later, you'll get another email them talking about their products. Once they put their email in, you've entered what they call a welcome flow. And you need to set that up for your own business. It should be about 5 to 7 emails long. It should be decent. So that way, if someone signs up for that coupon code, automatically you've got potentially weeks of emails that are automatically going to go out to them based on your welcome flow, introducing them to your business, telling them more about your products, and building that kind of recognition with your brand. So one, set up a good welcome flow. Sorry, Charles, are you going to say something?
Yeah, no, I was just going to ask you, Jimmy. In terms of the ratio of kind of value content to sales promotion, how would you suggest people kind of go about that from a content perspective? Because obviously, if you go straight in, is it okay to be, because it's an e-commerce store and they're registering for a kind of a coupon code, or is it okay to be more kind of promotion, or should there be some value in there to kind of educate people on the particular topic or product that they're trying to sell and the benefits of that?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. And it depends what flow they fall into. So for a welcome flow, you don't want to be overly salesy. You want to introduce them to your business gently. The other flow that I was going to talk about, the abandoned cart flow. So that basically means someone's actually, we'll go the abandoned checkout. So basically they've got all the way to the checkout, but they just haven't hit purchase. They're the ones that you want to be hammering and sending like the promotion email. So if someone's abandoned a checkout on any of my client stores, that I recommend they set up a 15-minute, like if they've abandoned 15 minutes later, that client will send out an automated email saying, hey, you left this at your checkout. Because you just don't know what happens. And you can actually see the numbers in that flow. Like so many people come back and just finish their purchase. So I think the time to go hard on the promo side of things, like really pushing that coupon code, is when they've just left the checkout, and then following them up 15 minutes later, 4 hours later, 24 hours later, 2 days later, and then 3 days later. And then obviously if they purchase, you take them out of that flow so they don't keep getting reminders. But yeah, I think the welcome to your business, it's more about kind of, if they've got the coupon code, you want to introduce them to your business, maybe remind them that they've got a coupon code, if they haven't made a purchase like a couple of days later, but it's not like hitting them 15 minutes later after they've signed up to your welcome email. Hey, you haven't used your coupon code yet. Like you're not doing that on a welcome series, but on a like kind of a abandoned checkout, like 100%, you're trying to get them to finish that sale that they nearly made. So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
if yeah, the people that want to research more of that, like I recommend, like we will give you more resources on that down the track, but just Google abandoned checkout flow, one of them, and welcome series flow for Klaviyo. Klaviyo have examples of them too. I would try to find a brand that you align with that you kind of want to um not copy directly, but like I never copy someone's stuff directly, but take inspiration from it if it's something that you like and make it your own. But yeah, set if you don't have email marketing yet, set those two up. It's the way to go. We I'm just looking at the time. We will say I'm going to save the Facebook content for another day, and we'll get some specific examples. I've got like a whole folder of examples, but I will just
Nice.
say one thing for Facebook content. If you're just starting out, take the customer through your brand journey, how you got there, why you started. Like make them love you. Like I hear this a lot, and it's so true. People buy from people. Like if I know that one of my friends has started a business, like I'll go and purchase from them. But like if they never post on their socials or they never tell anyone that they've got a business, you know, they're doing it in secret. Oh, I don't want to let people know what I'm doing. That's fine, but like if like don't expect people to come and buy from you if it's all, you know, secret. Like um
Yeah, that's how you
build
build
that
brand, isn't
brand.
it?
Yeah,
That's,
build
yeah,
that
yeah.
brand and it's
Yeah.
how you build like loyal customers. Like I mean it's kind of a TikTok trend at the moment. Like um, you see where they start, and then a couple of months later, you see like them printing off, you know, thousands of orders through their printer. But like you're stoked for those guys, and I've got plenty of because anytime I see something like that, I copy the link and drop it in a folder. So I've got kind of examples to show clients, I guess, of brands that have told the brand story really well. And sometimes the brands don't even post it on their socials. They do it through PR. They tell their brand stories through the news, or they get picked up by a news outlet, and they actually get to tell their brand story on the news. I saw one a couple of years ago that really kind of resonated with me, and I still buy their stuff today. The brand was LSKD. It's an Australian kind of athletic brand, but I think they might have even gone global now. I'm not 100% sure, but the story of them was so cool, and like the brand was initially called like Loose Kids, which has now gone to LSKD. It's probably one of the biggest sporting apparel brands in Australia at the moment. I would assume. But yeah, good quality products. The founder behind it seems like a really nice guy. Haven't met him personally, but yeah, it's homegrown in Australia. Like if I have to choose between Nike or them, I'm choosing LSKD every day of the
Yeah.
week.
Well, that's the advantage you've got. I think, when you're
I
setting
say,
up.
Charles, I say that I'm wearing a Nike jumper right now, so I'm gonna, I will,
Contradicting yourself. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I will put on my LSKD top for the next call, I reckon.
Good stuff. No, I was just about to say that, like, if you're starting up with an e-commerce brand, I think an organic social media strategy is a must. And even just
100%.
documenting the process, like you may not have even launched your e-commerce brand yet, but just, if you're documenting the process and you're building an audience and telling them, look, I'm creating this product. These are the fabrics we're using for our clothing line. You're visiting the manufacturer, whatever, however you want to document it, whether it's video, written content, that is powerful in itself. And then when you come to launch, you have potentially a small audience there that will actually go and purchase from you. Um,
I'll give people an account to check out at the moment. One I'm following at the moment. One because I think they're doing an awesome job and they've grown really quickly. Last time I checked, they were definitely over 10,000 followers on Instagram, and they only launched like a couple of weeks ago. They're called Coin Exchange, and I think it's with I think it's just with an X, but try to find them on Instagram. They're doing a great job. What they do is they hide valuable coins around the city, and they film people finding them, and it's kind of like an experience. And sometimes you'll see those coins, and you'll be like, I actually tried to buy a Rubik's Cube coin the other day from something that I saw from theirs, but like it was completely sold out. So it shows you like this coin wasn't cheap. I think it was like $300 or $400 for a $1 coin, but it had like a cool little Rubik's Cube in it, and it was in like a it came in a special box. I'm like, that's awesome, but I never would have even known about that without kind of following that brand. And if they had have had it in stock, I 100% would have just purchased it from them. So, but yeah, and I've seen some other people like what they do is they hide their products around the city. It helps if you've got a valuable product and um a decent sized audience, because if you've got an audience of 50 like and they're not in the city that you're in, the chances that anyone's going to go looking for your product is not high. um but yeah, if it's a valuable product, people will find a way to find that. But yeah, follow. I'll post it in the group. I'll find the link to that Instagram channel. I'm pretty sure it's called Coin Exchange. But yeah, that's a really good one.
Nice.
And yeah, I was going to get into giveaways tonight too, but that's probably a big topic too. I think our chat next week we've got so Charles and I are going to do one of these a week, and we'll post the long form content to you guys. But I think next week we'll cover how to do a good giveaway, and how to what makes a bad giveaway, which I see a lot of. And we'll cover more content that you can do on Facebook organically. And yeah, I'm sure the more people that join the group, and one of the questions when you join the group on Facebook is, what's the biggest thing that you're struggling with? Like, take that seriously, because we're actually reading them all at the moment, and we're actually tailoring our content to what you need help with. So yeah, if there's something you're struggling with or you need help with, let us know. Um, I've seen some that's like, what do you need help with? And it's just like everything, and it's just like I don't know where to start, which is why we're doing this one. So, we've given you plenty of places to start. I think. Net. I want to recap this for everyone.
Yeah, let's do it, Jim.
Putting some text on your website that's related to your business, what you do. Cut out any fluff content. Like, you don't need to welcome people to your site; they're already there. Product titles. Use the tools Charles has provided, or use my method of just taking the top 10 from Google and trying to write a title that's better than that for your product. And don't use manufacturers' descriptions from your products. Like, rewrite them. Set up set up Google Merchant Center and get your products listed on Google Shopping for free. Do that, and if you guys are having any problems with it, post it in the group, and I've set it up so many times. I'll be able to, whatever you're having an issue with, I'll be able to help you with on that one. Email marketing, get Klaviyo, set up a welcome flow and an abandoned checkout flow. So if someone hasn't gone through with a purchase, be hammering them with follow-up emails for at least the next 48 hours to try and get them over the line. And yeah, I think that's some pretty good things that can help people get started. So this is real base level, real basic level. But I think there's some good things in there to help you just get started on kind of your e-commerce marketing journey in there.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Sure, people have got plenty of value from our conversation we've just had in terms of, yeah, like you said, when you're getting started out with your e-commerce store. So yeah, excited to
I'm
jump
I'm
in.
looking. I know I kind of took a bit of the lead on this one, but I'm honestly looking forward to getting into some of the deeper SEO stuff. Like, even at the moment, I'm like, oh, what pillar post, like a pillar post, like what pillar post should we do? Like, where should they sit on the site? Like, how should people find them? Like, I'm looking forward to getting into a lot of the SEO technical stuff. One, because it's probably the area of e-commerce marketing that I've done kind of the least of. One, because it's time consuming. People don't realize how time consuming like SEO is, like the research that goes behind it, the um kind of it's like kind of copywriting and data science all in one, and then obviously you get into the technical SEO sides with which I'm useless at. So I'm looking forward to learning more about that as well, and I'm sure like kind of the more advanced people in our community will be as well. So
Yeah,
this isn't just beginners content. Obviously, this first chat was more tailored towards beginners, but yeah, we'll be moving up the ranks. What most of the people joined kind of wanted initial content, so here it is. As we get more people that want more advanced stuff, we'll deliver.
sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, guys, and just signing out again, the Facebook group on Facebook is called Ecommerce Marketing Community, and I think it's got a little dash and grow your Shopify sales. I think that's the name of it. So jump in there, and hopefully me and Charles can have a chat to you all soon.